The sun had barely risen, but the streets of Lagos were already alive with movement. The air carried the scent of fresh bread, boiling pap, and frying akara. The market women were setting up their stalls, arranging their goods, and calling out to potential buyers. Among them was Mama Bisi, a strong, hardworking woman in her late 40s. Her hands were calloused from years of preparing food, and her feet were used to the heat of the marketplace. She was up every morning before dawn, setting up her small food stall, ready to serve her famous akara, yam, and puff-puff to the early risers. "Mama, are you not tired of waking up this early?" her teenage son, Kunal, asked, rubbing his sleepy eyes as he helped her carry a sack of beans. Mama Bisi smiled. "My son, this food is what puts you in school and keeps the roof over our heads. Hard work never kills anyone." Kunal sighed but didn't argue. He had seen his mother struggle too much. Since his father passed away when he was just 6, she had been everything: mother, father, provider. By sunrise, customers had already started forming a queue. "Mama Bisi, give me N200 akara and N100 yam," one customer said. "Add puff-puff for me," another chimed in. Mama Bisi worked swiftly, dipping her hands into the thick bean batter and scooping it into the hot oil. The sizzling sound filled the air, and the aroma was irresistible. Her food was different, there was a magic to it. The akara was crisp on the outside, fluffy inside, with just the right amount of spice. The puff-puff was golden brown, slightly crunchy but soft and airy in the center. Customers came from far and wide to taste it. But everything changed the day a young man named David walked into her life. David was a food vlogger, always looking for the best street food in Lagos. He had heard whispers about Mama Bisi's akara and decided to check it out. He arrived with a small camera and a bright smile. "Mama, good morning. I am David, and I run a YouTube channel about food. People have been telling me your akara is the best in Lagos. Can I film you?" Mama Bisi wiped her hands on her apron and frowned. "Film me? For what?" Kunal, who had been watching quietly, jumped in excitedly. "Mama, YouTube is a big thing. If people see you, more customers will come." Mama Bisi shrugged. "If it will bring more customers, then go ahead." David recorded everything: how she prepared her batter, the way she carefully fried the akara, and the happy faces of customers enjoying her food. He even did a taste test on camera. "Wow, this is the best akara I have ever had," David said, eyes wide with excitement. That night, he uploaded the video with the title, "Meet Mama Bisi, the Akara Queen of Lagos." By morning, the video had gone viral. Kunal ran into the room, shaking his mother awake. "Mama, wake up. You are famous." Mama Bisi frowned. "What are you saying?" Kunal shoved his phone into her hands. "Look. 100,000 views. People are talking about your akara." Mama Bisi squinted at the tiny screen, trying to understand. "And what does this mean?" Kunal grinned. "It means more people will come to buy your food." And he was right. By the time they arrived at the market, the crowd was overwhelming. People who had never heard of her before had traveled from different parts of Lagos just to taste her food. "I saw you on YouTube," a woman said excitedly. "Give me 2,000 naira worth of akara." Another man shouted, "I came from Ikeja just to taste your food, Mama Bisi. Give me plenty puff-puff." Within 2 hours, everything was sold out. Kunal turned to his mother, laughing. "Mama, you need a bigger pot." But not everyone was happy for her. Across the market, Mama Tai, another food seller, watched angrily. She had been selling food in that market for over 20 years, and no one had ever given her this much attention. Now, because of some YouTube video, Mama Bisi had taken all her customers. She clenched her fists. We will see how long she enjoys this success. The jealousy in the market grew. Other traders whispered behind her back, and one evening, as Mama Bisi closed her stall, a stranger approached her. "Mama, be careful. Some people are planning something against you." She froze. "What do you mean?" The man shook his head. "Just be careful." But it was too late. The next morning, when Mama Bisi and Kunal arrived at the market, they found ashes. Her stall was burned to the ground. She fell to her knees, tears streaming down her face. Who did this to me? Kunal clenched his fists. Mama, they are jealous. They don't want you to succeed. Traders gathered around, pretending to be shocked. But Mama Bisi could see the satisfaction in Mama Taitai's eyes. But help came from an unexpected place. David, the food vlogger, saw the news and posted online. Someone burned down Mama Bisi's stall out of jealousy. We can't let her suffer. Let's help her rebuild. Within hours, people started donating. 5 million Nigerian nairas was raised in one day. Kunal ran to his mother, waving his phone. Mama, you're a millionaire. With the money, they built Mama Bisi's kitchen, a beautiful restaurant, bigger than anything she had ever dreamed of. Customers flooded in. Even celebrities came to taste her food. She was invited to TV interviews, radio shows, and people all over Nigeria knew her name. Meanwhile, Mama Taitai's stall became empty. One day, she was caught trying to burn another trader's stall. The market elders had enough. You are banned from selling in this market forever. That evening, as Mama Bisi sat in her restaurant, she smiled at Kunal. My son, do you remember when you said I'd own a big restaurant? Kunal grinned. Yes, Mama. And now, you're not just the Akara queen, you're a millionaire too. They laughed, enjoying the sweet smell of Akara in the air. A sign on the restaurant wall read, no matter how small you start, hard work and faith can take you to places you never imagined.
Please press subscribe button. It helps us bring you more interesting stories. Your support keep us going. Please subscribe.